Okay, let's talk about level 2. Jamie's level 2. Let me tell you what level 2 does. All the pros and cons of this maneuver. So what happens when you activate it? You instantly get 4 drinks, which means you get access to all your moves and you get more damage because you activate it. It's also much like a V trigger in Street Fighter V, where you do something, activate, you skip neutral, you got plus frames. So it's super, super good. If you already have 4 drinks and you use level 2, it either gives you your drive gauge back or your burnout meter back. Something I wanted to do today that I just totally forgot about is to intentionally burn myself out. And then the next knockdown that I do, go into level 2 to recover my meter. So I'm at above half burnout and then I get 6 gauges back. You know what I'm saying? So let's say I'm at a half a bar drive gauge and then I hit confirm, maybe a heavy kick, drive rush, medium punch, whatever. I get that knockdown. And then on the next knockdown, activate level 2. So I'll have more than half of my burnout meter back, and I'm pretty close to just getting full meter. So then I'll get an insane, like an absurd amount of drive gauge. So there's a couple ways to activate. Forward heavy kick, I think, is the best as far as doing it in neutral. There is a problem with forward heavy kick in that it is pretty slow. No one's gonna react to this with jab, but potentially they could react with a perfect parry because 16 frames is reactable by perfect parry. So if they perfect parry, then you can't really do much here. The good news is, even if somehow your opponent does drive reversal immediately on the activation, it'll never get punished. And that's of course -8. So you can punish with medium punch and all kinds of good stuff. What happens if you commit, then the drive reversal hits you, of course. Forward heavy kick, activate, has plenty of plus frames. We're looking at plus 13. So you actually could do drive rush and light punch. That'll put you at plus 2 after the drive rush. So you can do up to a 5 frame, but you don't really got a good 5 frame that's worth the advantage you get off of it. So forward heavy kick, activate. You can bait the drive reversal, or you could force the command grab with crouch medium punch and then crouch medium punch drive rush command grab. But crouch medium punch into command grab, you can't do a whole lot against people who have a crouching uppercut, because technically they can always interrupt this unless you do another crouching medium punch. Stand medium punch doesn't jail them off of the crouch medium punch. If you really want to force the command grab, you can do heavy kick right here. They can uppercut. There's a gap. There's frame traps, but they can't react to it, unlike the drive rush. So you can do, if you really want to spend all your meter, you can do forward heavy kick, stand heavy kick, and then work the command grab at that point. But that is a big meter commitment, which could be fine if you already have 4 bars, because you can just refund that 3 bars first and then use the drive rush and force it. So it's super powerful. This is a little bit more gimmicky. You could also use the plus 2 to work in the command grab. You could drive rush at this point and then command grab. But again, if they are sharp, they can just uppercut. Unless you do something really crazy and then drive rush into drive impact. That's some wild boy activity, but it can definitely work. And that's only 2 bars. It costs 2 bars as opposed to the 3 bars. You could also just walk up and do it, but this would require manual timing and you gotta be close. Your forward heavy kick doesn't always hit at that distance. So you have to walk up quite a bit. And this is only plus 13, right? Yeah. Now the cool thing is that when this hits, and forward heavy kick is a move you can hit confirm. You can hit confirm forward heavy kick into supers. When this hits, down heavy punch I think is best if for meterless. But down heavy punch sometimes whiffs if you're too far away. So heavy kick will always work, but you got to use heavy kick into medium palm if you're going to go for completely meterless. Actually, that makes me curious about heavy kick into breakdance. Is that... Okay, so it's got to be medium breakdance. So you could do heavy kick into medium breakdance, which I'm not exactly sure of the Oki on this. Yeah, you have to dash up and then drive rush. So you could do dash up, drive rush, and be +5. So you could do down medium punch. It's actually pretty good. The only reason that you would do breakdance though is if the palm wouldn't put them in the corner. So otherwise, I think it's good to do a heavy punch into palm twice. And this is close enough. But if you have your back towards the wall, I would suggest doing the medium breakdance or something good with Oki that does like a good balance between Oki and damage. The other thing you can do off of the forward heavy kick is drive rush. This is +19. It's pretty crazy. So that gives you enough time to medium punch. And if you get drive rush medium punch, you can get launch. If you get launch, you can get back to the command grab. So that's that. That's really not even level 2 related. It's just how you piece it together with the level 2. Now there's many routes you can do that are all gonna have similar, like they're gonna have some advantage. You can lead into the same ideas. But overall, that type of activation is just, it's so powerful. So I want to talk a little bit about strategy, and it's pretty simple. So if you have level 2 already, if you have level 2, let's say it's the second round, you won the first round, which is really, really good for Jamie. If you're going into the second round with meter, I can change the strategy of how I drink now because I can fall back on the level 2 instead. So if I get a hit early on, I don't have to go to the drink because I have level 2. I can use the next knockdown to get it. So I've been doing like punch Rekka, they're near the corner, forward heavy kick, and now I can activate level 2. Rather than spend the round building up drinks, going back to neutral, building up drinks, I can get one knockdown and then immediately be ridiculous. And this is also drive rush forward heavy kick, so this is going to have more advantage on block. This might actually be real into command grab like that. Yeah, that's really good. That's only 1 bar. That's really good. So then that will actually frame trap into the command grab. And then how much is the activation? Maybe I can jail them. Yeah, that jails. And then they're +3. +3. Super good. So yeah, you can just instead pressure your opponent to the corner and then activate level 2, and then you're a beast. You have all the tools you need to destroy them in the corner, which I did quite a few times today. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. The other activation routes I would mention is if you have at least 2 drinks, you can do OD breakdance and then activate. You're +7 on block, and they're standing on hit. You can pretty much do whatever you want. Let's say you can't figure out the timing on Gal doing Sonic Boom. So you guess when he's going to do it, and then activate. And then you got the plus frames. And the same thing, if they drive rush, if they drive reversal, you'll still be able to block in time. Unless they do it really early. They would have to drive reversal the breakdance or the Bakai super early on. You can also do OD Rekka into activate. You can activate off the first and second hit. OD Rekka is okay for the safety if you're not in level 4. These are -3 and they have pretty good distance. So this would be a faster route than doing forward heavy kick or EX palm. These are all pretty slow. But the Rekka into activate, you can't react to that. Well, it's like on the brink. It's pretty much not gonna get hit. So this would be an even safer route, but at the cost of 2 bars instead. But that's pretty much it for activations that are like, skip neutral and do it. Let's start off with OD Rekka versus 6HK. This is 16 and this is 13, so it's a little bit faster. You can also activate off of the double palm. If you have level 4, and then activate, this jails them. So this does decent drive gauge damage. It'll do decent chip as well. I mean, that's pretty much it. You can activate off with a headbutt. So this is a frame trap when they're burnt out. Where's the dang, diggity dang, dang? So this will frame trap them. Might even, yeah, it's a frame trap, and then you can activate off of this as well. If you really want to like do more chip, you can add that EX palm and then activate. You'll get 3 bars back. Yeah. Just skip it, do it, bop, do bop. Oh yes, yes. Cool video game. Did you see how I skipped neutral and I used my brain? Pretty risky. Level 2's kind of cheap, huh? That's unfortunate for you. Hey, Jamie's level 2's pretty good. Oh, this might juggle them. Nope. I get burnt out. Excuse me.